What's up, YouTube? Mike here with another video, and this video is going to be about my sump setup. I know that I stated that I was going to go ahead and make some videos in regards to the things that I've done. Right now I took the door off of the stand, as you can see, so it's just basically bare, and you can see the doors right over there. It's just something that gets placed on, you know, and held with magnets that I eventually put there. So I just wanted to give you guys a little tour of the setup. Before I do that, let me go over here to the apex and let's turn on the stand light. And there we go. So as you can see, this is the apex system here. Got this up and running. You know, and this is the little control center that I built here. This board was made out of red oak, which is the same kind of wood that I used to go ahead and make this stand. I got a little light that I turn on right back here, and that's just for the little night. So you can see it's just like a LED strip that runs down on the board, which makes it really looking cool at night. You can see the strip there itself, so it gives it like that little, you know, effect at night. And you can see here I got my MP40s. I got them on a schedule. This here is the DC pump for the main pump. As you can see, that's the control for it. And then over here, the power bars, of course. This white thing you see here, that's a leak indicator. And that's for this right here. So as you can see, this sits here. So in the event if it ever got wet, if it ever leaked from up here, and I've had that problem once before, that is to go ahead and let me know that eventually it's leaking. And then I have here my LED strips, which you can see that they are on here. So as you can see, this is the sump area. Okay, so I got my dosing pump there. Oh, this plumbing, everything to this tank I originally did. I modified this sump. I went ahead and I did some cuts to it. I added those ports there for the filters. And then you can see this whole mix here of the manifold. Now you can see the reason why I went with a big pump, because of the fact that with all those elbows I'm creating a lot of head pressure there, taking away from it because of all those elbows. But if you see the way this manifold is designed, and I'll give you a little quick view. See, this is the pump, and this is the DCP 15,000. Okay, this is a pretty strong pump, which powers this reactor. Okay, this is the bio pellet. Then you have the GFO back there. Okay, and then you have that black one, which is where there's carbon. Okay, and it also powers up this UV sterilizer. Okay, as you can see, and then it powers up this tank and this tank. So as you can see, the breakdown, it all goes through here. I created a manifold here so I can break off to this reactor, which you can see. This feeds this reactor. It has its own ball valve, so I can dial it down, so I can be able to, you know, fine tune how much, you know, I want going in there. Same thing goes for the carbon. This is the black one here. That's why it's not see-through or anything like that, because nobody needs to see that. So it's just carbon strictly that's in there, which goes directly into feeding this 30-gallon, as you can see right here. Okay, so it passes the carbon through there. Then you have the other breakdown, which is over here, and this is where there's another manifold that goes into this one. Here is for the UV sterilizer, and then this one up here is feeding this GFO reactor. This bio pellet reactor. So as you can see, I got my skimmer, which is currently off. Reason being is because of the fact that I introduced some new corals yesterday, and I did put some epoxy in there, so I cleaned it, and I turned it off, because if you don't know, when you have when you use
that epoxy, it makes your skimmer go crazy. Not, you know, and once you put it in the tank, but after, I would say, a day, it just starts to go haywire. So I didn't want that happening overnight. I'll be turning it on soon, just to kind of like get an idea of, you know, where we at with that. So as you can see in the back, that's the refugium stage. Okay, now there I have that Sump, which you see. I'll turn it on real quick so you can see. So I just powered it on. So there you go. See, that is the Kessel H80, and that is there, so I can go ahead and put some Ketomorpha in there and whatnot, but I don't currently have any because I have the GFO. And with the GFO, it's keeping my phosphates down to 0, which is not really so great. I do have some algae in this tank that I'm currently dealing with, which is in this one, and you can see it right there. So basically any of the nutrients or phosphates I'm on the shore, it's being consumed by that. So here you can see I have, for my dosers, this is the calcium. And again, I got a lot of these DIYs from a lot of other fellow YouTubers. I saw that they went ahead and they used, these are bottles of water that we normally get from, I got these in Ross, and they sell them for like $2 a bottle. So I have those, I got them, and I went ahead and I put the labels from what it is that I dose with, which are the Bionic 2-part. Okay, this here is the 10 gallon, and this 10 gallon that I have here, I'll show you real quick. This one here, I put a light on it as well, and you can see it's just colorful lights. So it just gives it, you know, that kind of that cool look, especially at night. Not that I would really turn that on anyway. But I went ahead and added a fan, as you can see. And this fan was put there so it can go ahead and take away a lot of the moisture that comes out. As you can see, I got the grill. You can barely see it, but that's the cover to it, which I painted as well, just to go ahead and make sure that we don't retain too much moisture in here and whatnot. This paint that I used in here was some mildew resistant paint, you know, so it's actually good, which is the white. And as you can see, these are the magnets for the door. So all I do is when I push the door, it'll pop it out, and I can just go ahead and take it out with no problem. I have these LED strips that I put in here just to kind of like give it a cool look at night, since it has the little window port and whatnot, which I do like as well. And as you can see, you know, this setup here, I have to say, with that pump, and for it to be powering up all of these reactors, which is 1, 2, 3 reactors, along with a UV sterilizer, a 30-gallon tank, plus the main. You can see I got the main down. You see that? That's not even fully open. Now I do have the pump running pretty much at 100%. And then I went ahead, and as you can see, all the ball valves, they are all dialed down. Now these also have an extra ball valve that I put on there, so I can be able to control it from there as well. And those ball valves there are just the ones with the blue handle, are there for service reasons. I don't have to shut down the whole system in order for me to do any type of work to this tank, which is the beauty. Because it will be a pain if I had to constantly turn off the tank, you know, the main pump, just so I can go ahead and clean a reactor. If needed to clean any one of these reactors, all I got to do is just go to each individual valve that they all have, as you can see, and I can just shut them down, let everything else continue to operate, and it'll be good. I did put some unions and stuff like that in the event if I ever wanted to go ahead and make any replacements, or even to take out the reactors and clean them. I don't have to worry about taking everything apart. Everything is designed where it's easy access and easy maintenance. I don't really like to glue. Now primarily the center of this manifold is glued, but everything that's leading out to each individual reactor is all threaded. So this, and it's all put with, as you can see, those couplings, the quick release ones. And that's pretty much it. Here I have my probes, as you can see, and then I have the dosers. This needs some cleaning, and there's some other stuff that I wanted to do to this tank, to go ahead to to this sump, because right now currently I just have a power head in there, which is just that little one that you see there that's blasting that in there to keep anything from settling. Right there you can see that's constantly, I got some pieces of live rock in here which go ahead and help as well. You know, and then the back part, that's where the light is, where the Kessel light is for the growing of the Cato, once I go ahead and put it in there. And again, like I said, I got my doser here, and all this is all connected to the apex, so I can control everything through the apex. That's why I was able to turn on this light and the other lights for that matter. I'll turn this off so you can see, and there you go. That's what it looks like when it's off with just the LEDs. And if I was to put this down here, if I elected to go ahead and put the door back, as you can see, this door is real easy to put, and there you go. And that's what she looks like. So at nighttime, she gives us a really good, you know, look because of the LEDs and whatnot. But everything seems to be doing great. Corals are doing good. As you can see, I don't have the filter to kind of block out these lights, but you can see the growth on this coral here. If you look at the rims, that's all white, which apparently is blue to you. And all of these, the bird nests are doing good. This is a new Monty that I just got, that I put in the tank yesterday. I just got this hammer put in the tank yesterday as well. This here is a grasshopper. Forgot what kind of coral that was. I got that as well yesterday. You got the strawberry cheesecake. She's starting to encrust more. And then we have this acro here, and then you can see they have their polyps extended. I've been doing the reefroids along with the reefroid poly booster. I've been using that, the Polylab booster with the reefroids. Got those tips from some YouTube videos I've been watching from other people as well, and that stuff really does work, I have to say. And I'm happy with the outcome. Again, I just put this coral in yesterday and she looks great, you know, and everything seems to be thriving pretty good. In here, as you can see, the old light is gone. I ended up putting an AI Hydra 26 on this one, which is for this tank, but this tank needs some TLC. As you can see, this is what I was referring to. I have algae that's growing here. These are some LPSs that I had previously. I have some aptasia issues in there as well, so I got to get into this tank and clean it out. It's been pretty much abandoned with the work that I've been putting into the 75 gallon for the fish only tank, which I have another video on that I'm going to show you guys, which I'll give you a little quick view. But there she is. And as you can see, she's up and running. But yeah, this is it. This is what everything is looking like. And I have to say, to be honest with you, I love the setup. I love the way it looks. And, you know, everything seems to be thriving pretty well. Now, I know one thing for sure is that I've always found myself to be impatient in this hobby. You know, one wants to always put a lot of things in your tank. I gradually been introducing different corals like every 2 months, putting different pieces, always checking my alkalinity and my which right now my alkalinity stays at an average based off of what the apex is telling me. I'm pretty much at an 8.3. So if I was to look at my dosing routine here, you would see my alkalinity averages between 8.3, as you can see. Okay, that low, the minimum of 7.2, that was with a water change that I did when I started the 75. As you can see, my calcium, I keep it in its range at like 403. It averages more or less. So I've noticed a difference in my magnesium, my nitrates, that stays pretty much close to almost nothing. And then this is here is my phosphates, and as you can see, it's nothing, which I know that I need something. So I'm currently looking into possibly dosing phosphates and nitrates into my system. And I do heavy feeding to these fish and coral. These fish get brine shrimp along with I forgot what the other stuff is, mussels and stuff like that. I give them seaweed, I give them flakes, I give them pellets.
I get them all different sorts of stuff. They get it twice. No, I'm sorry, once a day. I give it to them, and then my corals I feed twice. I feed them every other day, and that's with the Reefroids and the Polybooster. And then I have some other stuff there that I use, and I'll probably make a video on that just to kind of like show you. But like I said, everything seems to be doing just great. These Xenias already. I need to start working on how I'm going to control that, because I don't want them going crazy. As you can see, look at them. They're everywhere. This is starting to encrust, and it's starting to look prettier. And as I said, the bird's nest is doing great. So is this one. So you can see right here. And then all these other corals. As you can see, look, olive extension in this, that looks really healthy and really pretty. This, I love these hammers. Can't wait to see the growth pattern on this. And those star bottles that I put there, those things are taking off already. The mushrooms, the cap, zoas, these things are starting to grow everywhere as well. Looking very pretty. Somehow, as you can see back there, in that little hole where the little neon green is, that's a star polyp that fell in there somehow. And it's starting to grow in there, so I can only imagine what that's gonna turn out to be like. The anemone is doing great. Love it. And then this acro right here is just gorgeous. Along with this one. And this one is starting to encrust on the bottom of the plug that it came on. That's how I can tell the difference. And now I'm seeing polyp extension there as well. This is the one coral that I don't seem to understand what's going on with it. It was all neon green. And now it's starting to shade off to some dark spots, but then it looked like it was dying, and now it looks like it's coming back. So I don't know what happened there. To be honest, maybe any of you have any idea, you can feel free to leave comments on it and let me know what your thoughts are in reference to that. Where you can see these star balls and look at the growth on that. And that piece that's in the bottom that I just showed you in the 30 gallon, I took it off of that section there that you can see new. And you already see how that's starting to spread there. Got the MP40s, they're running together on a schedule. Whoops, losing focus here. And everything seems to be thriving, everything seems to be doing good. So hope you guys like the video. If you have any questions in reference to anything, feel free to ask and leave your comments in the comment box. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos to come. You guys take care and enjoy. Peace.